Hi, you guys. We're going to read chapter 7 in Runt. Call you what? King's voice was low, almost a growl. Brave one, Runt repeated, though he said it more quietly this time. With his entire family gathered around and his father peering down at him from his great height, he felt even smaller than usual. Like a pup, not yet out of the den. I walked right up to the nest, he said again, hoping it would sound better in the second telling. I walked right up to the nest and I sang to... Have you ever heard of such a thing? Raven interrupted. Runt glared at the interfering bird, but Raven ignored him and went right on. For a wolf to let himself be seen, almost touched, by one of them? Why, I never! It was King who stopped the croaking chatter. When he did, Runt almost wished Raven had gone on talking instead. A son of mine should know better. He said it quietly, but his voice was heavy with disappointment. You should know better than to run from a storm, too. We wolves are careful. Always we are careful. But we are not afraid. Not of our own good world, but we're afraid of humans? Runt didn't mean to challenge. He simply needed to understand. We stay away from humans, King growled, as far away as we can. Humans mean death to wolves. Then he turned and stalked off. The rest of Runt's family drifted away too, though Helper gave Runt a sympathetic glance, and Silver brushed against him softly as she passed. Still, they moved away with the rest. Only Biter, who stood listening to the whole discussion, his yellow eyes glinting in a way impossible to read, remained near. Head down, tail tucked, Runt started toward the balsam trees at the top of the clearing again. Apparently, it was the only place he belonged. Coward. Runt stopped in his tracks. Was someone talking to him? Slowly, he turned to look back. Raven had flown to his place in a tree. King lay on a slab of a rock above the den. Silver had settled close by to watch over a wrestling game the other pups had begun. Hunter and Helper were down at the lake getting a drink. Only the white wolf was still close. Biter spoke again. Your father is a coward, he said. He has never been near a human himself, not once. Have you? Runt asked. Biter lifted his head. His tail came up slightly too. I've followed them when they came into our forest. I've watched them from the shadow of trees. I've walked among the beasts they keep in captivity. And humans are clumsy, weak creatures. They have no claws. Their teeth are dull. They can barely even run. Your father has no reason to be afraid. But they do smell bad, Runt offered. Knowing even as he said it, that King must have had better reason than the bad smell for his fear, Biter tossed his head. Your father is a coward. He said it again, and he walked away. A coward? King a coward? A cold tingle traveled along Runt's spine. Could anyone say such a thing about his father and live? But the great black wolf had clearly been paying no attention to Biter's words. He lay placidly on his rock, flipping the tip of his tail for Leader and Sniffer to pounce on. Runt shook himself. His father a coward? The idea was unthinkable. And yet it would not go away. he headed for his private place at the edge of the clearing. Still, if Biter was right, if it was possible that Biter could be right, did that mean that he, Runt, had been brave? Runt curled beneath the balsam, tucked his nose beneath his tail, and thought long and hard. That is the end of chapter 7.